You telling me your love, my style.
Imaginary.
What's up? You telling me your love, my style.
Peace.
What's up? You telling me your love, my style.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Another Monday. I'm being welcomed by Leah, Lahkiah.
Yes.
I'm
one
also
and
being
only.
joined by
Yes.
Honey Kelsey as my co-host. First
The
episode.
producer.
Leah, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
And
I'm so happy to be here.
first of all, we're complete strangers.
Yes.
How was it like getting the a DM from her and like coming on here like complete strangers? Like, did you think like who are these people? Complete weirdos or how was it initially?
You know, I guess safety-wise, I should have
Yeah.
probably felt
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
But no, I was like, how cool,
Yeah.
Some random people
Yeah.
in California are
Yeah.
hearing my music and loving it and want to talk to me about
Yeah.
it. And so I think it was cooler first than it was weird or, a safety hazard.
Yeah.
Safety
Yeah.
hazard, right?
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
She'll be watching this like,
But
Yeah,
no.
we were talking yesterday. We always have a brainstorming session before, and we were talking about your song, All In, right?
Yeah.
We really like that song.
Thank you.
What was the background, like making the song, and how long have you been making music? But that's another separate question.
Yes, so I guess more so for All In,
Yeah.
that is one of the more recent releases.
Yeah.
So excited about it. It's that energy, high energy
Yes.
feel. Splice is the producer. And
Shout out.
he brought this beat and I just felt the energy.
Yeah.
And I was also in the midst of this relationship where I'm
Oh.
like,
yeah.
I'm all in. I'm excited.
that's
So I
nice.
just kind of led with that,
Nice.
and yeah. So it was easy. I'm a very metaphorical writer sometimes, or a lot of times, or more times than not. And so you give me
Yeah.
Ah, she's gonna give us a little
in the
sneak peek.
chills of December.
Oh,
So,
sounds
Yeah, just
sounds
like
better live.
poetic, Thank
Yeah.
you.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get a live performance, guys.
Send $15.
Oh yeah, right. Imagine like those TikTok lives. They do that.
Yes, send the
I-
tokens.
I
Yeah.
still don't even know what the tokens mean though. I'm
don't-
like
no one does.
Galaxy, the rose,
Does
flowers. Does it send them money? I don't even know.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Have you
like
done it
tokens,
before?
Like TikTok
right?
tokens.
Have you
yeah.
done it before? Like live?
I think I've been like not tricked, but I've petty
Yeah, like
paid pretty much.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, I fell for it for sure.
Oh, yeah. 'Cause
And
they'll-
it charges you X amount for the tokens, and then
Yeah.
you give the tokens away.
Oh wow.
And that's how that works.
Yeah.
That's as much as I know though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those like ASMR videos.
Yeah.
Those get me. The ASMR where it's like the girl has the mic.
Yeah,
and
she's like
going
tapping it.
this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I could fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very relaxing.
But I want to dive in also into we saw that you're releasing a song per month, right?
Yeah, that's good.
What
Yes.
exactly why one song per month? And also I did notice that it all started back in November of 2023 or 2022,
that's
right? You started just every month.
Like
So
consistently.
consistently.
Yeah.
What like triggered that?
So actually, it was about this year that I was like,
Oh,
okay,
really?
every
Okay.
month a song a month for
Okay.
sure, or some kind of thing is going to be releasing
Right.
that I'm attached to.
Yeah.
So up until this month, that's been really easy. Just I had my head down for a handful of months, and I was working and writing and collaborating, and then also doing my own independent stuff,
Yeah.
and so all together I was able to, work it out to where up until pretty much like now it's been easy.
Right.
This next song I'm like, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what that ends up being. But the motive behind it was more so of like I want to do this for myself.
Yeah.
It was more like I want to take it seriously and I
Yeah.
want to give myself a goal that's I can actually obtain.
Yeah, maintainable.
So
Yeah.
last year, I wrote down a bunch of goals and I didn't accomplish a lot of them just because they were they were way
Too high.
Yeah.
too high. You know, like there were preliminary things that needed to be
Right.
done first before I could even reach things like that. So while they're not invalid goals
Right.
or not unobtainable,
Right.
I just needed to
Like
I
step
guess
by
come
step.
to like
right?
understand
Yeah.
there's steps, there's
Right.
steps to take.
Like the
There's
steps you're
room to
taking
grow.
now will get you there.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
sometimes it takes a little longer to achieve that, not just a year or so.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It's not going to be on my time at all. I believe in God. I believe in His
Yeah.
timing,
Mhm.
and so I'm very much so yielding to that right
Yeah.
now. As far as like what's mine will be mine, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've landed on is like what's mine is going to be mine, regardless of who, when,
Right.
where, how.
Any
like,
factors.
What was
yeah.
what were one of those goals that you didn't achieve that you plan on achieving now?
Well, it's not so much like a new reset goal.
Okay.
It's more of like it'll happen when it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was to tour.
Oh,
To go on a
tour.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I did it in a small way, like
Okay.
of sorts.
Hmm.
I had a very strong period of time in 2023 or like February, March, and April,
Mm-hmm.
where I was doing a lot of shows. I even went back to Kentucky and I
Wow,
did
yeah.
a show.
Because you were raised in Kentucky, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I remember.
Born in
So-
West Virginia
Exactly.
and born
Yeah.
in Kentucky.
We
Yeah, we did our due
yep.
diligence.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, born in West Virginia, and then pretty much immediately moved to Kentucky, where I was mostly raised, and I was back and forth between there and Ohio, which is why my accent isn't nearly as bad as like my family's.
No, but I like
But it's
your
there.
accent. Yeah. I like
It comes
it.
out every
yeah.
now and then.
Yeah.
When I get really comfortable, you hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, the motive was really just to like do that for myself,
Right.
to set a goal and to obtain it, something that I could achieve, and by the end of the year, I could say I did it.
Well, a song
And
could
not
pop
feel-
off like
And that too.
in the next
Yeah.
post
That
maybe
too.
the
You just
it's
never know.
crazy.
You
Yeah.
never know what song it's gonna be. You never
Yeah.
know where it's gonna land.
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah.
It's like I'm all the way
Podcast.
open to this
Podcast.
Nah.
podcast. You know, so I'm
Yeah.
open. I'm so open.
And
Yeah.
are you on TikTok?
I am on TikTok.
Yeah. So have you been posting? I haven't seen your TikTok, so I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yes,
After.
check it out. I
Yeah.
actually have more followers on there than I do on
Nice.
Instagram.
That's good.
That was kind of like the COVID time, so
Oh,
it was
yeah.
easy to just
Yeah.
like jump in and
There's
you know,
nothing else
do
to
the
do, right?
dancing.
Yeah.
And, yeah, there's nothing else to do,
Exactly.
so I had nothing but time. But
Yeah.
there's about 34,000. No, I think 32,000 followers or something like that
Awesome.
on there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have two.
every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
nice.
have
nice. Well, it's a lot harder to get followers now, so
Yeah, it is.
that's an accomplishment.
Mhm,
Yeah, it's crazy because when TikTok first came out, I'm like, damn, I should have hopped on
You
when
should
it
have hopped
first
on.
started.
Yeah.
It's crazy because all the girls, or well, guys as well, who got on TikTok right
Mm-hmm.
when it came out, they were just pushing your videos. Like they were
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
really pushing it. Yeah.
Those new accounts, yeah.
Yeah.
I experienced it. It wasn't but a couple of videos when I was like, oh, it's going viral.
Yeah, you're like,
And
wow.
I did like a lip sync to that girl.
Oh, which one?
She was like telling people that they were doing the dance wrong.
Oh,
And
wait.
she was like, y'all look like a bunch of stiff ass kangaroos.
Oh, wait, was it the dance where they're going like
Yes,
this?
yes.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole thing, and I don't know
Yeah.
how I memorized it. It definitely took me like 30 times
Yeah.
recording this, but I got it to a T. People were like, "Yo,
Well,
you killed that mashup."
I saw you were at Playground.
Yeah,
yeah.
I tried that too.
Oh my gosh, because I used to dance so much. Like I need to get back into it,
I
but
love it.
it's just so hard with like work and everything, like to balance. But
Living in LA.
yeah, but would you do the
Story.
heel dance? The heel dance?
I did. Yeah, I
classes?
did like
Yeah.
a what do they call? I guess hill dance. Yeah.
I just I
Yes.
guess heel dance
Yeah.
class. Yeah.
I would love to tap more into that hip hop as well.
yeah.
And the more all of it really,
Right.
but more hip hop so I can get more flexible, I think.
Yeah.
Because watching those videos back, I'm like, I'm a little stiff.
Oh yeah.
Could be a little more flexible.
No, but every time you go, it's gonna
Yeah,
get
you
better
loosen
for
up,
sure.
get more. Yeah. I definitely only went once, so that was.
Oh,
my
you
bad.
only went? No, girl, you gotta go more.
I gotta go more for
yeah,
sure.
you gotta go more.
Yeah.
Were you? Did you go to a beginner class? Did you go to like
I
an
think it
intermediate?
was.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it was either beginning or intermediate,
Okay.
but She was a really good dancer.
Which
I'm trying to remember.
choreographer?
I wish I remembered. I'm so.
She went once.
I
Yeah,
was.
she was like, she went
I'm
like
like
12, 15 times.
I know.
Huh?
No, yeah, but
No, I should remember. She had this beautiful red hair.
is
It was
it
big.
Nicole Kirk? No, the
No,
red
I
hair.
don't
She has pink hair. Well, I don't know. I think blonde hair now.
No. She had
Red
a big,
hair.
big mane of red hair. So beautiful.
Bea?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, that's okay.
Maybe.
Maybe you guys will go.
Yeah, if you ever go, I'll go with you, girl.
Yes, let me know.
But it's intimidating at first.
It was.
It's very
It was scarier than
intimidating.
I was like
Yes.
prepared.
And
for.
everyone's like,
And I don't get scared like that.
no, yeah, well, I
No.
could tell.
I
When
don't
you
get
said
scared
it
like
came
that.
in, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you know, I was like, because I told you, I was like, you could bring a friend, don't worry, just so you feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
And,
Ooh.
but you didn't bring a friend. I was like, oh, she's ballsy. That's good, though.
We usually
yeah.
I
tell
have my
people
wine
that.
key in my
Yeah,
purse.
all right,
Yeah.
that's the way. That's exactly. All right, now we know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny. But aren't you gonna do the thing?
Oh, the segment? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a segment for you.
Oh, okay.
It's like, have you ever heard, yeah, can you hold it? Thank you. Blind karaoke.
Blind.
It's a trend, I guess,
Oh,
right now on
yeah.
TikTok.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's pretty hard.
yeah, so we're going to see if
Ooh,
you know that you're going to have to,
okay,
to
putting it
guess
to
the lyrics. So
test.
you're not going to see the lyrics. And we need to see if, well, you need to see if it's even the right
The
song. Because
song, right.
sometimes the beats are similar to others.
Yes, the chords of these pop songs are very, very similar.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so.
Have you done karaoke while we wait for
Yes.
the co-host?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you enjoy karaoke?
I do. I have a really hard time picking a
Yeah.
song.
What's your
Awful.
go-to song?
I don't
mean, even though you have a
one
hard time.
Really, like I think that's the problem. Is
Yeah.
I've not like grown up doing a lot of karaoke. Like
Yeah.
I've done cover songs and performed,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how I got started when I was young.
Yeah.
And then as I got older and started realizing, oh, I want to make my own music. I want to perform my own music. I started doing that more. So a lot less of the karaoke, more of just like cover song performances. Which, that being said, I should have a song that I'm like a go-to, but
Yeah.
I kind of like made myself tired of all the songs that I sang over and over again. Probably a Fleetwood Mac song,
Oh, I
like
don't.
Dreams or
Uh-huh.
I like that song.
Landslide. We did a cover.
I heard
Fleetwood
that.
Mac.
We
I
did the
like
dance
know,
cover to that.
I was listening to Landslide and I was like, this sounds so familiar. I was like, this
Yes.
sounds like a song that I know. And then it ended up, I saw
Landslide.
it was just like
Yeah.
the dance mix. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
it's so cool.
Thank
yeah. Or
you.
club mix. I think it was club mix.
Oh,
right?
there's a club mix. There's on all of the platforms.
Yeah.
There's a whole mix, like a remix package EP,
Yeah.
like a project. My favorite is the Topanga Hills Mafia
Okay.
remix for sure. It's got that energy.
Yeah.
And I love the way Splice, the way Splice and I actually cut up the drop. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, go
Yeah.
listen. It's fun.
Well,
It's
maybe
good.
we'll play a little
snippet.
snippet
Yeah,
we
right
will.
now.
Yeah.
This will be her next go-to song for her next time she does karaoke.
Ooh, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Hopefully you know this song. I think you'll know
No,
this
she
song.
has to know this song.
You have to know this song.
Okay. Ooh,
So the pressure's on.
nervous.
Okay, so I'm gonna play it, and I'll be singing
to
the
know this
lyrics.
song.
And just sing into your mic, yeah.
Oh yes. Hello. How are you? I've forgotten all the lyrics, but I'm sure that I'll remember. Hello. I cannot believe I don't remember these lyrics. Hello from the other side. I must have caught 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry. Right? Is that right?
That was Michael Jackson.
No,
Beat
it's-
it.
Oh, you're crazy.
Beat it.
Beat it.
You know, it's
You're
sounded
lying, right?
amazing.
No, I'm lying.
No,
It was.
no,
You're
no,
right.
Wait,
You're right.
What? That's not even lying. Okay.
I'm like, you know, I'm like trying to beat her on the bush. No, you did amazing, but yeah, the lyrics. I liked your version better.
We gotta work on those lyrics.
I bet it said when you were saying hello from the other side, it said, hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming. I think you were
I was ahead.
Yeah, you were ahead.
Okay,
but you know what?
Because it didn't feel like it was that time yet. But I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm on the right song.
No, but that's hilarious.
I mean, to her defense, when I'm singing, shower singing, I'm just like mumbling all the time. So I don't even know half the things I'm singing.
Exactly.
Yeah, what caused the change from Kentucky to LA? Like, that's such a drastic. I mean,
I know.
you're like mid-east, right?
Yeah.
Mid-east.
Yeah.
Or is that considered east? I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, the actual East Coast people will be like, no.
Yeah.
They call it more Midwest.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know why. And also, it is South. It's kind of like it's still very like Southern.
Yeah.
Hospitality, Southern principles, Southern traditions. Like, it feels Southern. It's got that vibe, that energy in the people and in the scenery and stuff like that. So, but the reason I came here 3 years ago, actually, last weekend, was just because I knew that I had kind of like, I got my degree out of the University of Louisville. Thank you.
Yeah, that's not easy.
No,
Easy.
It's not when you're an artist and you just want to like be all in and like go full blown. And I'm watching Jack Harlow do that, right? Like Jack Harlow's from Louisville. I got my degree out of that city.
Yes.
I knew him as he was really like
coming up,
vamping up.
like
Really?
So he had about like 10,000 followers.
No.
And he was
saw
like
that
still a young boy, you know, hitting girls up, like lesbians and stuff. But he was living in Atlanta, working out of the Bass Studios or something like that, and I think he was signed to them, and they helped him get in touch with like drama and DJ drama and all that. But I was just watching him in college, almost finished, just like itching to like have my chance, and I watched him do it, and I'm like,
you're like,
if he can do it, I can do it, you know?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, yeah, like not at all pertaining to talent at all, right? Like just in general, like just persistence.
Exactly.
He kept at it. He didn't quit. And sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I took that 4 years to go get my plan B, right? Like,
because everyone says you have
secure the
to
college,
have a plan B,
That's exactly what I did.
but it was playing it safe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so he did it. He did his thing. But I am thankful that I've had my career.
Yeah.
As a
what's your career?
not my career, but my
Like,
my degree.
Yeah.
I've had my degree to help me just understand discipline.
Yeah.
Understand how to navigate and get myself in and out of situations, through situations that I probably wouldn't have had the means or the know-how to otherwise
if you
do.
hadn't.
Yeah.
And it's an accomplishment. Yeah, it's an accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But why LA? Why not, I don't know, Miami?
Well, honey, let me tell you,
San Francisco.
I tried Atlanta.
Did you?
I tried New York. Well, I didn't try New York. New York was low-key second to last on my list.
Okay.
But I even thought Atlanta, New York, or LA. LA was last on my list.
Wow. Yeah.
Because it was so far.
Yeah.
I'm from Kentucky.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone out here.
That's
like,
scary.
3 years ago, I did not know anyone out here.
Wait, how'd you do it? Like, how did you?
I just did it.
Wow.
I packed my Mazda
Good
and
for
I
you.
drove across the country.
She's not scared. That's why we've already established this.
I literally, oh Lord, I'm glad
Did you have roommates?
I survived.
Or you just lived alone?
I lived in
At the time.
little like mini, a garage turned into like an ADU. So it was like a mini home.
Yeah.
It was about 200, 300 square feet total.
Yeah.
It was a little loft. It was literally a garage turned into a house.
Yeah.
Small everything, mini fridge, all of that.
Yeah.
And I stayed there for a month. I tried to stay there for a second month, but it was already rented for the second month.
Oh wow.
So he was like, "Sorry, you can't stay here after this month."
Yeah.
So like 2 weeks in
had
to
to
living here,
just-
I'm like, I gotta find somewhere else to live.
Yeah.
It's like you
So,
just settled down,
yeah.
and now you have to go again.
Yeah. So I ended up at this awful house. Oh my gosh, it was just awful, and I won't get into it, but just a house full of hypocrites, house full of
You were sharing like it was
judgmental people.
there was
and
no
like, ugh.
separate space. You were
No,
all
we had
just
there was so much space,
yeah.
and it was still awful. And they were just very rude, awful
Yeah.
people, like to their core, just rotten people.
Like roommates, right? They're just your.
I had my own room, and I shared the bathroom with one other couple that ended up also renting the room out for a shorter time than I had. And it was like a sublease, so like a 3-month, 4-month sublease. And I think, well, I definitely cut it short and everything. It was awful.
Well, I'm glad you got out
All
of that.
caps, yeah.
All caps.
All caps, awful. And then I made it to my home that would be my home for a good 1.5 2 years.
That's good, yeah.
And then I just moved from that place the beginning of last year with my cousin who moved out here
From
nice.
Kentucky?
From Kentucky.
Whoa,
So
the
now I have
inspiration.
some family,
Yeah.
and I did always have family out here, but I just didn't know her
Right,
until
yeah,
I
that makes
moved out
sense.
here and I met her.
That makes sense.
And her name is also Leah. So
Oh,
What?
nice. What are the odds?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so as a woman, were you scared at any point of your time here in LA?
No, I mean not.
Because there's some
I was-
wild stuff that happens.
Let's see.
Yeah.
When was there a time when I was afraid? I was
like-
only afraid when I was actively dealing with someone in particular.
Okay.
Like only actively afraid when I was dealing with my like crackhead neighbor.
Oh.
When my last
happened
place
there?
before this, I mean, I don't know what her excuse is, but
Yeah.
I mean, she literally took a bat to my windshield
No.
because
What?
I helped her. I helped my neighbor who she pulled out of her garage, like her house door,
Yeah.
and started beating her up. Like she's just wild.
So because
She
you
was a-
helped.
Because I helped,
To, like,
and
that
she already didn't
issue.
like me.
Oh,
She'd already decided that she harassed me at every chance.
wow,
She
that's
was
crazy.
territorial.
Was she like a Karen or just like a crackhead? Like
Just kind of low life crackhead
okay.
behavior.
What was your reaction in that moment when she like smashes the?
yeah.
I
bat
was locked
through
into
your-
my house because she was
Yeah.
crazy and had a bat, and she had it out for me,
Oh
and
my
so because she couldn't
God.
get to me, she took it to my car.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
had a thing about cars. She poured paint all over my car.
Oh
This woman
What?
was crazy, and at that point, she was evicted already. So it was like this girl.
Did you get
and
like
to
revenge?
this day? No, I mean,
Write a
call the
song.
police?
Write a song.
I did.
On
I did
her?
call the police. But it doesn't help. It didn't help.
No.
Yeah, she's
They
still
didn't-
out in these streets shitting in people's car that
What?
live where she used to live.
No.
Crazy.
That's like her life mission.
Give
huh?
us the
Yes.
Give us the addy after
Yes.
this. We're gonna go get payback.
That is crazy to
Yeah,
me.
so I have like slight PTSD when I hit that
Yeah.
area because I'm like,
I'll make
I
sure.
could run into her and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
would really have it out for me.
That is
But yeah, that's the
crazy.
only time I've been afraid.
Yeah.
Honestly, and even then I wasn't afraid because she was a 50-year-old woman, and I was
Okay,
actually
yeah.
training in Muay Thai. So
That's
I'm
Yeah.
good for you.
yo, give
You're
me
the
an
one,
excuse.
two-
I need to practice. I need
Yeah.
to put it to work, into action.
Yeah, I've never been a fighter, but yeah, she had me ready to throw
But
some hands at that
defending,
point.
it's it. You
Yeah,
know,
it's a
sometimes
different
you
story.
have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even know what you're like if you're gonna be in fight or flight mode in that moment.
And
You
I
don't
was
know.
full flight too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had like a photo shoot
Uh-huh.
a few days, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna lock myself in, and because
Yeah.
we're not doing all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't afford. I was getting paid to
Yeah.
model, so I could not afford to have
Oh,
her.
get broken nose or
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah,
yeah.
like coming at me swinging bats. No,
Yeah.
we're not doing
No.
that. I got
Wow.
more stuff to do than worry
When
about you and your
sorry to
bats.
cut you off. When you moved from Kentucky to LA,
Yes.
everyone has like this. I don't know, from the
Idea.
outside idea of how LA is.
Yes.
When you got here, because
was
we
not at all
we
what I
hate
expected.
downtown
I'm like,
LA.
Where are the like skinny models that are just like
yeah,
slow mo wind
Well, you see
blown
on
hair down the
social media,
street?
right?
Like,
Yeah.
and it's so funny. Like it's got so much more character. It's got so much more culture.
Yeah.
It's got so much more like
Dirt.
depth.
Yeah.
Dirt, depth,
Dirty.
I mean, grit,
Yeah.
all of that. Like
Yeah.
it's got so much more than what I was imagining.
Yeah.
And I got here and I'm like, oh,
This is it.
there's color here.
Yeah.
There's people here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like Latinos.
Exactly.
There's a lot of
yeah.
it, yeah.
There's a lot.
There's like I didn't know, and I guess
Yeah.
I should have because it's so close to Mexico. But like
Yeah.
I just didn't. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't put it together. I'm on the other side of the
Yeah,
country, so
exact-
I'm used to pastures and
Yeah.
pastures and fields of cows and
Yeah.
horses and
Yeah.
greenery and stuff. Not big buildings and gangs.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
And,
I was saying
and
dirt.
Beverly Hills.
I was saying dirt because when we go to downtown LA or in that area, even here, so many homeless. There's so much trash on the street.
Yeah.
So
it was a bit more dirty, a bit
Yeah.
dirtier than I was
yeah,
anticipating.
that's why I brought it up because
Yeah.
when people come, they walk through Hollywood.
Yeah.
And you're like,
have you gone to Hollywood
what?
to walk
I don't know if I'm gonna get
what?
shame for this.
Oh,
or
girl.
if it's bad, but
No, don't even
Hollywood's
worry.
not for me.
Yeah.
No, we don't
Hollywood
like
is
it either.
Not for me.
But you would think
The
because
street.
it's so like,
It's just too touristy. And to be honest, I've never gone to that boulevard as a tourist.
No.
Ever in my life. I visited here once before I moved, and even when I moved here, I never visited that strip.
Well, I live here and I've never visited. I've never visited.
Get prepared to be handed
Yeah.
like those mixtapes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, the old
mixtape.
Where are we playing it?
Yeah.
Where we play? I don't got it.
I know, huh?
Here,
2024, and they're handing mixtapes out.
It's like,
They should hand out like a little
The
QR
little
code.
QR code.
with
That's
the
what it is now.
Spotify.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
But
But you mentioned the like pastors, and you went to church camp. I saw in your.
Oh yes, yeah. I was saying
that
pastures, as in like green
pastures. Okay.
I said pastures at first.
Yeah,
and I was
I
like,
was
wait,
like-
it's pastures.
Oh, okay. I was-
But
You did go
yes,
to
I did.
yeah.
I am a church girl. Yes,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, was
Yeah.
raised in church. This big, Solid Rock Church is the one I grew up in Ohio. And they had this big, we called it the Big Butter Jesus. And it was like this big statue of like this figure, Jesus-like figure.
Yeah.
And he's like raising his hands. And it's right beyond like a little pond and right off of the highway that connected to like Dayton and even north if you want to go to Michigan and all of that. So, and then down to Cincinnati. And then you would actually be really close to Kentucky at that point. If you once you make it to Cincinnati, you're really close.
Did you also sing for your church?
Yes. Yeah. I did a lot of
Yeah.
like kids' church singing.
Yeah.
So I got a really early start with getting on stage in front
Performing.
of lots of people. It was a
Yes.
mega church. It was
Like how many?
broadcasted on TV
What?
and stuff.
shout them out. No.
Yeah, Solid Rock Church.
Yeah.
But that was kids' church. So although there were a lot of kids, it wasn't
Right.
nearly as many as like the thousands that were sitting in the what do they call them? The pews of the main sanctuary is what we called it, which is like the big broadcasted church. So or ceremony.
Well,
but
that's awesome to get like, because some people haven't. They're artists and they haven't even performed.
Right.
Me.
Right.
Like me,
Yes.
I have not performed. So and I know a
Yes.
lot of people that they haven't either. They're too scared or they just haven't had an opportunity.
Yeah.
And so that's awesome that you were already like running out.
Oh,
just
yeah.
performing, getting used to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember it was so the story you were probably referring to is like a church camp. And I vaguely remember this moment, but like I stepped up on stage, I sang a little bit of a song, and I just loved the feeling of call it attention, call it whatever.
Yeah,
but like
but just
I just loved the feeling of
Exactly.
entertaining, and I was like, I want to
Yeah.
do this. I want to feel this all the time.
Yeah.
And that probably sparked the journey of me watching like Cheetah Girls more closely,
I love
watching
Cheetah
Raven.
Girls.
That's so Raven because
Yeah.
she was always like singing and
Yeah.
performing and entertaining in some kind of way.
it's an art.
Yes.
It's an art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
So yeah.
And I saw that you're also in musical theater. Musical
Yes.
theater, and then you were in you featured in some films.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
what
did.
films?
Well, just the one in 2018,
Mm-hmm.
almost the year before I graduated college. I had some deal. I started going to this studio in Louisville, and they were trying to get me to sign paperwork at the time. So maybe this was motivation.
Right.
But they ended up putting me in touch with. Well, they sent a picture that I had recently gotten through a cousin in West Virginia. Like I drove out there, got these icy pictures, and literally left.
Really?
It was crazy.
Just for photos?
Yes.
Wow.
I did crazy stuff in college. Like
Yeah.
in high school and college, I was always driving somewhere. Always going. Literally went to Michigan. Took my younger
That's
sister.
crazy.
Like, had to stop on the side of the road to take a quick nap because
What?
we were just like going.
Well, that's how you create memories too. And
I've always been like that.
That's
Just
awesome.
go, like,
Yeah.
and
Just do
going
it,
back
yeah.
and forth from college to Nashville.
Yeah.
So Louisville to Nashville, that's about a 2.5 hour drive. Went to Bowling Green too. It's about a 2.5 hour, 2 hour drive as well. Oh no, that's 4. I don't know, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
But I was always traveling, yes. So, just always seeking opportunities. And anyway, got these pictures. They were amazing.
Yeah.
They would have reminded you of like a really cool Marvel
Oh, really?
persona.
Yeah.
And so I showed this studio owner,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, "That's dope. I'm gonna send this to the director. They're
Wow.
already filming this show, so I doubt there's room for you on this turn. But maybe another
that,
movie
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
We'll send
Like as
your
long
picture
as
and
your
see how
face
it goes.
is there, right?
And so he sends this picture, and literally that night, the director's like, "Wow, that's an amazing picture. Like, I'm so inspired.
Wow.
I think I might write her a part."
Awesome.
in this
film. That's
Well,
awesome.
And to this day, this is one of the reasons why I know God exists, because
Yeah.
he definitely saved my behind, my naive behind, because
Mhm.
I would have found myself in Las Vegas believing this man that I didn't really like know,
Oh.
and just like
Wait, so
that
was
mess,
he
right?
lying? Was he?
yeah, he was just scheming and scamming for sure, and
Yeah.
probably
What?
trying to pick any naive
Yeah,
girl
yeah,
that
yeah.
would fall for it, right?
Because it's like when you hear that,
yeah,
you
and
just
you're
feel like, wow, like someone.
there's
Yeah,
opportunity
there's
on the other
Yeah.
side. I'm just thinking like
Yeah.
I'm
Is it a
literally, like,
blessing? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Mhm.
I'm in the right place, right time. Things are
Yeah.
happening, like signing deals. Like,
Yeah,
I'd never
yeah.
used or heard of this terminology, but it was exciting and new.
Exactly.
And so I was just falling for all of this like naive stuff, not knowing, not having any preliminary information or guidance
Uh-huh.
really, or proper guidance at all. And so yeah, God was like, okay, yeah, no, let's bring
Yeah.
it back. And
Mm.
so I believe to this day that that was what truly inspired
Yeah.
that moment where he wrote me the movie, which
Wow.
made me stay that
Yeah.
weekend,
Wow.
because I had to stay and film. And
Yeah.
the filming ended up being in the scene, which was the last that they were doing in Louisville, right? So I caught the last scenes that they were filming, and they were with George Lopez and Tay Diggs.
Oh, what's it?
And so I was like highly
Awesome.
motivated
Yeah.
to choose what seemed like pretty obvious
Yeah.
over whatever could happen, right? Like,
Yeah.
on a trip to Las Vegas, like,
Yeah. So the
So-
trip to Las Vegas, that was a separate
that was like
opportunity that was brought up to you
yes, yeah.
during the filming.
before the filming.
Before the
Yeah,
but
it
then
was
the
literally
filming
in
happened.
talks, and because of this trip that I was about to agree to go on, where he's learning more about me as an
Yeah.
artist, right? Like, I'm telling him, oh yeah, I've done musical theater, so
Yeah.
now he knows, oh, you're more than just a singer.
Yeah.
Okay, great, because I had been in his studio recording music, and he liked what he
Oh,
heard.
I see. Yeah.
And so he's trying to get me to sign a deal.
yeah.
He's trying to ooze
Sign
me
your
over
life
for his
away.
own other reasons,
Yeah.
that I just didn't end up. Now that I look back, I'm like, yeah, I didn't.
Well, there's
Yeah.
people
Shouldn't
out
have
there
trusted
with yeah,
Malintentions,
exactly.
for sure. Yes.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
especially with the whole thing with like Diddy, Cassie,
Yeah.
all that. Like
Yes.
Dan Schneider. There's so many things that
It's unfortunate.
Very
It's
unfortunate.
unfortunate that a lot of us can't just be the talented singers and songwriters and artists that we
Yeah.
want to be, and
Yeah.
we have to fight against those.
Or even labels like not reading
Yeah.
the contract.
Yeah.
But I feel like now in like 2024, like we
know better.
know better
Mhm.
because of
All those
Those
all those
mistakes.
experiences.
Yeah.
Would you rather stay as an independent artist, or if a record label came around, would you accept?
I'm very open. If I can
Okay.
figure out how to be an independent artist and
Yeah.
and monetize that properly and appropriately for a lifestyle in
Right.
LA, I would be all for
Yeah.
keeping my rights, keeping my royalties,
Exactly.
keeping my independence,
Everything.
1000%. But I would have to make so much money
Yeah.
within my independence that I can outsource and create a team.
Exactly.
And I have the people that I know I would bring in immediately to do that, but the funds are not there right now for that. So yeah, I would stay independent if I
You
could. And then I'm not taking any deal though. I'm not just taking any deal.
You need to be.
It
picky,
has to be.
Yeah.
It has to make sense. It has to make dollars.
Yeah.
Really.
Exactly. I mean, yeah.
And then,
honestly.
well, sometimes I go back and forth, and it just depends on what they really intend for me, and what they see for me versus what I see for myself and what I know I want.
Yeah. They also, I feel like, need to align with your values
1000%.
and your, because some are very like they're. I mean,
This is
I feel
how
like
you
that's
get
very
classic
important.
cases of depression and people who just would rather just not do it at all.
Exactly. Or they try to change your whole persona, your character, all the image.
You don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're just lost in this sauce that they
shave your head off, like your hair.
Honey.
Like, have you?
I could never.
No, I thought you made that face because you have already.
What do you sign?
I mean, I did do a bob when I was like middle school age.
But that's cute, yeah. But
Well,
no. Sorry. No, go for it.
No, go.
Okay, so I know for you had songs which had amazing cover art. By the way,
Thank
it
you.
was the Cotton Candy, Cotton Candy Skies, and then it was like All In, and you had. There was also another one. Let's touch on the cover arts because for the past, I don't know, like the ones I've seen, you had like one like this. You had one like this.
Yes, Don't Fall in Love.
Yeah,
and
Don't
it's like
Fall
a
in
tattoo.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like something.
Yeah, it's like
something,
this.
yeah, something like
Horizontal.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them and I just love them because I
Thank
love
you.
art, and I really think more artists should put that time and effort into their cover
And
art.
it's exactly that. It's time and
Do you
effort and energy.
Do you make your own?
Um,
Or you outsource it?
well, it was definitely a team effort
Yeah.
for sure. All the like good ones that people loved on that post are like team
Nice.
team
Yes,
efforts.
because you had
for
one in the
sure.
laundry mat too. Like where
Yes,
That
another
was
team.
really cool.
That was a really
Yes.
good one.
Oh, thank you.
That was a
Yes.
really good one.
Shout out to Jamal. He's an amazing photographer and he's a really cool
Awesome.
videographer.
Yeah.
He did the reasons with against the car as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one
the
against the red
vintage
car.
look,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
I
Yes.
was like,
He
ooh,
took that little
reminds me of,
video.
like,
There's a really dope video that he
yeah.
did that's on the
Uh-huh.
canvas of the Spotify song.
And we'll
then-
put them up. We'll put each cover art
Okay, yes, please.
up
yes.
on the actual video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cotton
we'll do-
Candy Skies was taken with a stylist of a friend of mine who's a stylist. And so that day was kind of a little bit of a bust, I guess. So maybe she didn't really get everything
That
or
you-
exactly what she was looking for.
Oh, I
But
see.
I did end up taking one of the pictures.
Uh-huh.
And if you can see in the back of the picture, the Cotton Candy Skies, I'm wearing this like black outfit, like this black mesh and a skirt. All of her stuff that she pinned
Handcrafted?
and crafted and sewed and created.
Wow.
Wow.
I took that and I went to Fiverr and I was like,
Oh,
I
love
want this
Fiverr.
to be like the background of a sky and I want it to be cotton candy. So it took a few times back and forth. They probably hated me, but,
you
pretty
have to,
affordably.
yeah.
And then I brought my friend in, Christina. She's a Latina artist. You've probably seen her on my page
Yeah,
too.
we saw
Yeah,
her.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, and she was helping me with the font,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she also was helping me with like the
Because
color
that's
scheme
important. The
choices.
font needs to
Yes.
match
Yeah.
the
It's
vibe.
all these
It
little
needs to.
pieces, and it's like
Yeah.
I can't do
The
all
cotton
this
candy
stuff.
one, right? It was like a cotton candy
Yeah.
like shaped. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I really I tell them like I really appreciate it's really exciting just to see like even artists who have already made it. I love to see like, oh, what's their cover art gonna be? Because
Yes.
I do art as well. So if you ever need cover
Ooh.
art, girl.
Yes,
She's
I
on
love
Fiverr.
that.
She's on Fiverr.
No, I'm actually not on Fiverr.
Not on Fiverr yet.
Thumbtack. I know. But yeah, it's very crazy how people don't pay attention to those little details, but it does make a difference.
It does, yeah,
Yeah.
and it feels better too. It feels
Exactly.
more like All In. If we're just being frank, was we want to get the song out.
Yeah.
So we'll stick to this for now, and if we come up with something better, then cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
Splice and I, we sat down, we talked about the different options. We even took some pictures, and I had some images and thoughts in mind, but I just never was able, between work and still being the singer and still doing the content for all of the songs I've released this year already.
That's good though.
It's all so much that I just ended up like, you know, just keeping the all in, the original, the red back, the glowy font. But yes, the Don't Fall in Love, that one with the lips, like we went upstairs and we ended up taking some pictures, and then we finally kind of slowly dwindled into this idea. But I did go into the idea of wanting it to be a close up on the face. Yeah. And some idea of like, you know, this or something with the mouth.
Is that your face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. My finger, my face, and then he
had
an editor. Yeah. And a photographer that didn't do that shot. It was Splice and myself. Yeah. We were up there in his studio, just like we put the roll of paper down and everything, and we took pictures and stuff. And we just played and hoped for the best. Yeah. And we found that perfect one. And then we had his friend, who's also a photographer, AB. He did the tattoo vibe.
Yeah.
So we just went through. We went through that, and then he edited it and sharpened it.
Because it looks like an actual tattoo. Yeah. Yes. It doesn't just look like font.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was very picky about that too. I was like, nope. If we're gonna do it, it's got to look
like a tattoo.
Real.
Pristine.
Yeah.
Imagine you were like, oh, I'll just get the actual tattoo.
I know. I almost did.
Did you?
I almost
Wait,
did.
do you have any tattoos?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
This is my first tattoo.
Oh, that's so nice.
What does it say?
Let the music set you free, and the M is like a music sign.
That's nice.
And then I have the little birds, and I actually drew this out myself.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I was like, I refuse to have like a basic tattoo that everyone's going to have, and I, to this day, have not met anyone or seen a tattoo like that.
Yeah. I like it,
and then my second tattoo, and it's like the only other tattoo that I have is sisters with a flower.
Oh,
the stem is sisters. So yeah, we have a matching one. And then this is my scar from burning myself on my iron.
Oh my gosh, I hate those.
Curly head props.
That happened to you?
No, yeah, that's happened to me on my face too.
Yes, girl, I've got scars on my forehead right here.
One time I had bangs. I had bangs, and I was going like this, and I had a mark right here, and I was so embarrassed.
The good thing is you have the bangs to cover.
Yeah, I did have the. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I did. Yeah. But
I will say though, I have a song "Radio Girl" that is coming out, and I've splashed it on the Instagram. So I'm gonna continue working and you know slowly easing it, but that is going to be a really big song for me.
Are all your songs from the heart, like you?
Oh yeah, 1,000.
Yeah,
you write them all?
Yes,
you write them all there. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, all of the songs that I've released have been from my personal experience.
Yeah, okay.
From my inner journal.
Yeah, those are the best.
My internal dialogue.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you? And is there anything else that you want to mention? Like, how can other inspiring artists be inspired by you to get where you're at right now?
Yeah, so for the first part, my name is Leah Lahkiah. That's LeahLahkiah. Leah Lahkiah.
Sounded like a song.
Yeah.
My friends in high school, quick story, used to say, Leah Lahkiah my heart, because they always thought it was Leah Lahkiah. They thought it was a rhyming thing. Leah Lahkiah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's Lahkiah. And they're like, oh, so it's not Leah Lahkiah my heart. And I'm like, it can be, but it's not.
That actually goes though. Yeah, it's
does,
catchy.
Right? So it's Leah Lahkiah. But you can find me on Spotify. You can find me on iTunes, Apple Music, Diesel, Google Play, Amazon Music, YouTube Music. YouTube in general,
LimeWire, the whole deal.
All of them, yeah. Pandora is a little interesting. Does anyone use Pandora?
No, I don't use Pandora anymore. I used to.
Last time was like I was in middle school
years ago. Yeah. And then what else? Oh, inspiration wise.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Yeah. Move fearlessly throughout your career. Stick to who you are. Stick to what you know. Every time I have wavered in my gut feelings, and anytime I've ignored my gut feelings, I ended up being sorry about it. And I don't say that to sound at all like a know-it-all, because I don't think it's that. I just think that God blessed me with like a really good intuition about certain decisions that I should and shouldn't make in my life, whether it's who I should work with, who I shouldn't work with, you know, all of the other things that play into just life in general, and then also my career. And sometimes it's as simple as like, don't let off on that gas pedal. You know, like, don't quit having that conversation. But I do, because I don't want to step on toes, and I don't want to be hard to work with. And every time I've come to that, like, succumb to that surrender, right? Every time I've hit that surrender moment, it's like a week later, and I'm like, I should have just stuck to what I knew.
Yeah,
I should have said what I said, and
Yeah.
I should have stuck to it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have let you get away with that.
Yeah.
Here we are now.
Yeah.
So stick to what you know. Don't be unopen to opportunities if it genuinely is, you know, it's that.
Like this.
But also don't like, so don't be too fearful. Like, don't be fearful. Don't lead with fear.
Yeah.
First and foremost, because then you'll just block every opportunity. You'll find a reason not to do anything.
It's true.
Right? Or most things. There's a big bad world out there, and I've yet to experience most of that big bad world, honestly. All the things that I've set out to do by myself, I have not experienced the worst of the world by any means, you know, like, I just haven't. So I do get that there's a bad world out there, but it's not like, it's not after us, I don't think. Like, it's not aiming toward us individually.
Yeah.
I think that if you're a good person and you're on a good path and you stick to being that and you show up for people, you do your best, and you honestly, like, show up honestly.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think you'll be rewarded. Authentically. Like, skip all the optics part and skip all the showing up as somebody who whatever is not true, you know? Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Skip that and just be who you are and let that lead, because the minute you're stuck in that person that you created, you'll find yourself really unhappy.
Yeah.
And really just, you know.
I love that. Thank you so much. I'm pretty sure like someone will get inspired by that.
I hope so.
That was a good closeoff.
Yeah, that's a good closeoff.
Thank you all for having me.
Everyone,
Yeah,
make
of
sure to check
course.
out Leah on every single platform that she
Yeah,
mentioned.
every-
Literally,
yes.
like all 18 or whatever.
All of them.
So, thank you so much.
All
Peace.
right.